Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're having a drive around some of the countryside you'll find around Droushia and Chrysochou. So let's have the map up first of all, and we're starting in the Akamas, just by Ineia, and driving to the edge of Droushia. Then we're going to wind our way through the village itself to the main Akamas to Paphos Road. Then we're going to take a slightly off-roadish route to an old monastery, and from there we'll take a very off-road route down to Chrysochou Green Point. Yes, if I can do a film that ends in a green point, then I consider it a job well done, because I'll have killed two birds with one stone. So we've just started at one of the, if you like, gateways to off-road Akamas. There's a picnic area just where we were, a round thing, and we're coming into Ineia. Now, before we get to Ineia though, we're going to be turning left. I filmed this a few days ago, but it's still nice and green. Temperatures have definitely picked up now. It's t-shirt weather again, I'll be pleased to say, and I can stop putting firewood on the fire now. Hopefully the cold has gone, but we still desperately need lots of rain. They're already talking in the press about water rationing that may have to happen in the villages. I don't think it'll affect tourists and hotels though. I can't see how that would actually work. So if you're planning a holiday in somewhere, I wouldn't worry about that. It's only if you want to wash your car or something. Anyway, so we're coming into Ineia. There's a military base on our right, which is always mildly annoying because it means I can't fly the drone around there. And the fields are lovely and green. If you see any animals in them, they'll likely be goats around here. Normally when I film this, I'm going in the other direction. But yes, I want to drive through Droushia because one of the regulars of our forum used to live there, and she now lives in the UK, and she likes it every time I go through here. So this is a little film just for her, basically. It's very pretty at the moment. All the spring flowers are out and the blossom is in blossom. Right, we're turning left here to Droushia, and I think we'll actually go past the lady's old house. Though it might be up a driveway. Got a little way to go. Yeah, Droushia is one of those villages where literally every time I go through it, even meaning to go the same route, I end up going a different way. There's so many different little roads. If you like our films, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and share them far and wide. The more people who see them, the more it benefits us for obvious reasons. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life and chuck us a few coffees. All coffees are gratefully received. And if you want to get something back in return, go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life, and there you can buy all sorts of memorabilia from Paphos using pictures that we've taken in and around the area, and put on things like mugs, phone covers, calendars, that sort of thing. So have a look there. And follow us on Facebook, our Paphos Life Facebook page. And say hello to us on Facebook groups with Paphos Chat and Cyprus Chat. Now I think it's this house up here though, I may be wrong. Firefly. That's her name on the forum it used to have. She had a lovely village though to live in. And we're coming into the centre of Droushia now. If you can hear a funny rumbling in the background, it's for the dishwasher, I'm afraid. Some things wait for no man. It's an example of how narrow the roads can be here. At least two cars can actually get past each other. Sometimes you'll be in a village and literally you can't, it's one lane only. Palatai's Hotel that was, or something. Couldn't see it very clearly. It'd be a nice place if you wanted a country holiday. Now the countryside around Droushia, a lot of it reminds me of Dartmoor. It has that similar sort of look and feel to it. Doing some decorating there. There's some interesting climbing rocks on the left. And if you've seen previous films, and that helmet thing, which is a rock, that's on our left as well. So there's no passing zone here. It's a very photogenic village. And I believe you can also see halloumi getting made here. I need to investigate that actually. Because I've had once proper halloumi that was made up in the mountains by some old villager. A local Cypriot gave me some. Oh, I can't tell you how nice it was. But it was, I suppose, it's the equivalent of finding some cave-aged vintage farmhouse cheddar at some remote farm shop somewhere. It just melts and has lots of crystals in it. Now, I'm just saying that, I'm salivating now. I've really got to stop that. I do like my cheese though. But we got through most of Droushia now. And we're coming down to the main, this isn't it, this is just another side road, but we're coming down to the main Kafikas to Paphos Road. One of the two routes for getting from the south to the north of Paphos district. The sea you can see in the distance there, that's Chrysochou Bay. That runs all the way from Aphrodite's Baths all the way up to, not quite Paphos, but getting that way. So it's a big bay. And most of the coastline there is just sand and pebbles and turtle nests and the occasional illegal bar. But it's more, I mean, if you really want a remote area to go for a swim, that's a good place to go to. That's easy to get to because you can just drive along it basically. Countryside around here is all very beautiful. And soon we'll be coming to the main road. I did fly my drone here once when they were, because the main roads around here, they do have a problem of collapsing because there's an awful lot of gypsum in the soil. And gypsum rock is water soluble, so when it rains it'll dissolve, and like not just this road, the B7, they all had subsidence issues, which is also why some of the villages get abandoned as well. It's more to do with safety. It's not everything was abandoned just because of the invasion of 1974. It's more mundane reasons than that as well. Right, so here's a junction with the main road coming up. And we're not going to be on this road. Is called, this part of the road just that we're coming onto is called Gravity Road, and apparently there's an optical illusion where you think you're going up the hill when you're actually going downhill, or vice versa. I've never been exactly sure which way it's supposed to be. I've never tried running a ball down it and seeing what happens either. But this is Gravity Road. Looks remarkably flat to me. But there you go. Anyway, there's a little tavern just up here. We'll be turning right just before that. That's the Gravity Road. I don't know what it's called. It used to be called Gravity Road Diner, but I think it's changed now. And this is going up to a new little, an old monastery rather. Basically, there's an old monastery which has still got an old church there. The old monastery itself is in ruins. But over the last few years, they built another new little chapel on the other side of the road. And they've actually done a pretty good job of it. And it's every time I go past, which admittedly isn't that often, it seems to be getting a bit more elaborate, and I think they might use it as a wedding venue because it's certainly a lot more ornate than it used to be. You'll see it in a minute. But yes, I call this part of the route semi-off-road. Obviously this part isn't even that, it's just all on tarmac still. But around here, beyond the roads, there are lots of cliffs and hidden gorges and what have you. Pretty much most of them are inaccessible. But I have viewed some with the drone. And it's amazing countryside. I mean, I did try driving. I did actually do a blog article on one half a gorge I found. And I remember getting there, it was in March around this time that I did it, but because of all the rain and their farm fields, it was very treacherous driving. So it's the sort of place where you really need to consider like having a decent walk rather than risk your car. And it's funny because when I did the film last time, someone posted a reply to the film on YouTube saying, "Oh, that's my land, that is." So I apologised for filming on their land without permission. He said, "Oh, I'm trying to sell it, so you're doing me a favour." Didn't have to apologise. You just sort of, I've got to say something, like, "Oh, it's a nice field" or something. But they didn't mind at all. See, now the road's beginning to deteriorate a bit. I don't think it's been sold yet either, so when we go past it, I'll point out the area of land to you. In case you want to make a purchase. Right, coming through the farms now. And from here on in, when there's been a lot of rain, you need to take it easy. Because you can see there are lots of farms about, and basically they have big lorries and big tractors that drive around these roads with big tyres, and they tend to like gouge out ditches. And if you're in a regular car, that can be an issue. Yeah, but just to the right here is some amazing countryside. And that little ledge you can see coming up to us on the right there, that was the land that was for sale. And if you're going to put a house somewhere and you want someone with a view, I mean, you probably even get a bit of a sea view there. Looking at that, you can see Chrysochou Bay on one side and this amazing valley with the gorges and cliffs in it on the other. Not sure what you do for a water supply. You'd need a generator for electricity, but now you might just be able to make out there's a few little ruins there as well. I think at one point in the past there was another monastery or some sort of settlement there at the very least anyway as well. I did look on some old maps, and because old maps weren't as accurate as new maps, they put there was an old monastery, but they put it back where one of the farms was. But I think that's just incorrect data on the map. Looks like there was a fire around somewhere. In the distance, you can just see a little plume of smoke. Right, now the road isn't very good now. There's a worse bit coming. But again, like, all you got to do is just take your time. And I'm assuming you're driving in a four-wheel drive now. But just pick your route carefully. There is the occasional bit of concrete like you got here, but that will go away again soon. You can just see the top of the green point on the left here, actually. So I've been attacking the weeds in the garden when I did this. Because I cannot get over how quickly weeds grow in Cyprus. I mean, because the crops themselves that you see, they tend to have 2 seasons a year at least, because of the way the temperature goes. But Weed seems to have about 3 or 4. Right, this is where the road gets its dodgiest. And you got a nice big drop on your right. Coming up, just in case you're going too fast. But take your time and you'll be okay. Yep, there are 5 green points in the Paphos district. There's there's the one in Chrysochou, which is here. That's the only one in the north of Paphos. On the south coast, you've got from left to right. There's one near Paya. There's one in Chlorica. Which one's next? Well, there's one in near Colony or Ioscapu, and the other one's Agia Varvara up on the other side of the Azusa Valley near the airport. And if you've got household waste or green waste and you want to dispose of it in a environmentally friendly way as opposed to just leaving it at the side of the road or chucking it into a ravine, then take it down to one of these. Most of them will have half-day closing on Wednesday, and none of them will open on and half-day closing on Saturday actually, and none of them will open on Sunday. I don't know what a phone number is where you can phone them up and check, but we do have a section in our business directory all on the green points, and I'll put a little link up to that in the description of the film actually. Actually, I'm popping up here as well. I don't have a contact number for them though, unfortunately. A lot of people who think they've got a number for them and give them a call are actually calling us because they've got the number, well, or whatever scraper has got the data has picked it up from our admin telephone number on our website thanks to the business directory. We get an awful lot of wrong numbers, I have to say. And one of the main ones though is for people looking for information about the Green Point. That and immigration. So, yeah, I mean, I think my phone goes off more times with wrong numbers than regular callers. Which at least means people are looking at one level at the business directory, I suppose. Anyway, here's the Green Point coming up. And I will be bidding you farewell. You can see, as you will see, it needs to be empty because it's rather full at the moment. But that's where it is for the north of Paphos. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next film. So take care. Bye.